based off of his rules.
Okay.
And so they're like, okay, what if we have an AI that doesn't follow the rules of robots?
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, this is what happens. And then you get the Terminator, and then, some kids being
Everybody
chased
dies.
down a wash in California.
Yep. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. And then, if you don't fix that, then you end up with the Matrix.
Yep.
And
Or
we all know how
Clockwork
that one
Orange.
went.
How about a Clockwork Orange?
That's
Hello.
Hi, Anita.
Just
Clockwork
remember
Orange is
to
what you
always
get if you
use your
don't use
manners
AI.
when
I
dealing with
think.
your
Yes.
AI. Please and thank you go a long way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How far are we off from the Terminator?
I don't know.
Well, we're always at least 60 years away.
Yes.
Or is it 40 years? What is it?
I don't know.
It
How
depends
old
on-
how old was John?
It depends on when you watch it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, how old was John? I don't know.
In the movie, but when he sends
When he sends
his best friend back
who's
to accidentally
his
impregnate his
father.
mom.
The best friend who's his father.
I love how we went straight to the most negative interpretation instead of like looking at the positives.
We
Or instantly
Always
doom
check
and
the
gloom.
negatives first, which is why
Yes.
I'm literally sitting here right now reading the terms and conditions and privacy policy.
Ah.
Because one thing you should always do, fellow authors, is make sure that your shit can't get ganked, okay? You need to make sure that they're not just going to take your writing and
Mhm.
fob it off or use it elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Are you reading terms and conditions in an AI thing?
yep.
Which one are you looking at?
I am currently looking at NeuroFlash. It's the
NeuroFlash.
one of the newer ones.
Okay.
And this is supposed to be the best novel writing AI in the UK.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not heard of that one yet.
No.
All right. Well, we should probably say hello and introduce ourselves since we just kind of dove right into the doom and gloom there. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Spilling Ink. We're the talk show that takes you behind the book to meet the authors and professionals in the publishing industry. And if you can't tell, we're talking AI today.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the AI is talking for itself. We'll never
Yes.
know.
Maybe I am AI.
That is one of the
Maybe
things
we're
AI
all
can do
AI.
now. They do have the ability to clone your image, to clone your voice, and make automated videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, find away voices. Yeah, we were
Yes.
talking about that backstage, how audiobooks are getting taken over by AI.
Mm-hmm.
Was teased almost like a year or two ago that the narrators were worried about AI starting to take over because the voiceovers were getting a lot better than they had been in previous years, and that's going to cut into their ability to do their job. Rebecca assures us she is not naked.
Yes.
But I match my backgrounds, right? Look, what could be any more anti-AI than an author in all her naked glory?
I don't think the AI would write this show that way.
Well, I am actually not naked. I am
just wearing a halter top.
I'm wearing
a halter dress. Yes.
Yep.
A pretty.
Look,
halter
I've got my hair on.
Yes, and I'm
not naked.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my butterfly. I'm not naked.
Oh, I like that.
So last week when we talked to Jay, who's supposed to be here today, so hopefully he'll pop in. We teased the idea of software that authors could use to help them write, because there's a lot of chatter right now going on about using ChatGPT to write books and other, like you just found another one, Rebecca, that's supposedly the best AI in the UK for writing novels. Most that
That's what they say, but I think an AI wrote that.
Yeah,
possibly. Most that I found do copywriting and ad copy better than novel writing. Novel writing has its own flair, its own way of doing things. and different rules that we follow. We're not trying to sell somebody on something.
Right.
So what, I have my personal favorite so far, but what ones have you seen so far that actually work with novel writing?
I've been having a lot of fun with Sudowrite. Not all of it's usable. As a matter of fact, most of it isn't usable, but I get a good giggle out of it anyway. Would you guys like to hear how I put in a simple passage and it described it for me?
Oh, yes,
Sure.
please.
Yes, please.
Okay, so the passage is: Glitch wanted to show off his new aquatic form and abilities, so Jillian has suggested they take the easy route and swim down the river toward home. So it suggested Glitch's new form. Oh, sorry. Water is clear green color. The trees on the shoreline are a dark green, and the sky overhead is a brilliant blue. It's a beautiful day for a swim! Exclamation point. Glitch's new form is lithe and streamlined like a dolphin. A reptilian tail curls in a graceful arc behind him. Jillian's feet slither on the river bottom, her scales on her feet and tail shimmering with a teal and red iridescence. Jillian's mouth is open to reveal rows of fangs, and her tongue snakes out to taste the river. The clear blue-green water is just cool enough to be refreshing. Debris and branches from their upstream travel line the bottom of the river, but there are no monsters or predators here, just water and light.
So yeah, not really usable, but there might be some nuggets in there you could use.
Yeah, like saying that the river is green and so are the trees. The sky is blue and it's a good day
to swim. Which goes to Mike's question: how distinguishable or undistinguishable are AI novels from actual authors?
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Would you like to hear some of the other stuff I got?
God, yes.
It smells like green grass and fresh water. Glitch smells of salt and fish. Jillian smells of musk and ozone.
Okay.
How does she smell like ozone? The river smells of mud, clay, and nearby woods. It tastes great as you take a gulp and it relieves your thirst. Glitch tastes of salt and brine, and Jillian tastes of blood and copper. The water is cool and tastes fresh. It's water that you don't have to worry about getting sick from, like drinking straight from a mountain stream.
Okay.
It's peaceful and calm today, no sign of any dangers. The river rushing by the G. Just the letter G, y'all. It just the letter G.
Just the letter
The river
G.
rushing by, comma, the G. No punctuation. New line. The river water sounds like a calm and placid stream with the occasional splash and bubbles. The water sloshed, cascading over the rocks that littered the riverbed, filling the air with trickles and splashes. It feels like silky smooth on your skin as you dive under, and it feels cool to your toes when you're on the surface. Glitch's scales are smooth and sleek, and he shivers as Jillian's tail undulates over him and rolls him over to give her a better view of his stomach. Jillian's skin is taut over her muscles, a washboard stomach, a sloping chest, a tight back, and powerful arms with shifting metallic scales. The river is cool but not cold. It feels gentle on the skin, like a light rain.
That's like a child with all these different.
The AI has been drinking. The AI has been drinking the mountain river water. That's what I know. And that is all literally from that little passage I read you guys.
Oh my god.
Now, notice I did not describe Jillian in it.
Right.
I did not describe Glitch.
Right.
I did not say what they were. I have not made a character list because in Sudowrite you can actually say what your characters are, what they look like, their attributes.
Right.
You know, even how they are. You can build their personality. I did not do any of this. So this is all blank page. It just made it up. Nokia T9 predictive.
That's significant. Yes.
This is an awful lot like the bunch of monkeys at a typewriter trying to make Shakespeare.
Yes.
This is what you get when it's not Shakespeare. But Mike, I think you can probably pick out which one was my writing and which one was the AI writing.
I think so. I think that's not a fear from that. Okay.
Now, Rebekah, because I've used Sudowrite before too, so I know the different function it does have. What happens when you take your small passage and you tell it to rewrite it in an author's style?
It actually worked really well.
Okay.
Hilariously, I can actually tell it to write like me.
Mm-hmm.
Which gets complicated when you don't have a separate pen name for your porn.
Kind of like my backlist.
Careful what you tell it, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one that I found the most interesting is
my
porn?
You
can use the describe, you can use the rewrite feature with its stock commands. But if you do kind of a rewrite in Neil Gaiman style, rewrite in Patricia Briggs style, it does change the section that you highlight, and it selects a different word choice to kind of mimic that style, and it's kind of creepy how good it can be in the way it does that. Okay. But that's if you give it text that's already kind of written out and structured already. But if you tell it just to describe stuff, you get a lot of that fun gibberish.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Sudowrite, this is in fact my maiden voyage kind of thing. I haven't given anything to learn from. I haven't taught it anything, and it does learn fairly quickly.
Okay.
I'm not sure that you ever want to use it for something like fantasy unless you plan on spending a lot of time sitting there tweaking things.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just want it to write something that's not fantastical. You want it to flesh out a scene. Because so far they've been pretty good fleshing out scenery when you tell it what you're looking at. Like that one has worked fairly well. It has also worked fairly well. It has either worked fairly well or ridiculously bad at fleshing out dialogue.
Oh no, it sucks at dialogue.
Like the action tags in between dialogue, like mine was they were talking as wonking.
Okay.
As they were wonking. And it did a really good job. And I was like, well, fine, let's see what they do. And then it just went off the wall. I mean, it just
Now, I have found that
I think it broke the fourth wall. I don't remember. Katie, do you remember? I think I wrote it to you.
I don't. We went back and forth on so many
things.
Because,
and we might have been a little sleep drunk, y'all. Like, we did some of this stuff late at night.
Yeah.
Now, that's when I do find it somewhat helpful to use that describe feature. Because let's say you've been writing for hours and you're completely brain dead and need to describe something you should already know how to describe.
Yeah.
If you give it an object that it knows, and just that object, it will give you the description that your brain is failing to come up with.
So if you put apple in there, what would it?
Yes.
It'll be a shiny red or tart green. It does things like that.
Okay.
Really, really well. So if you want to write your novel, and this is what I'm going to suggest. If you want to write your novel and then put it in something like Sudowrite section by section and tell it to go through, you highlight and describe this scene, describe that, have it maybe describe a fight. I'm not really sure yet. It's something I'd like to look into to see how well it might do in a fight scene.
I don't think it would do very good in a fight scene.
I think it's going to be one of those. It's either going to be great or it's going to be awful, and it's going to be really funny.
Yeah,
and I'm a big fan of awful funny. So, if you're gonna fail in a hilarious manner, and they do
fail in fabulous fashion.
Yes.
But as an assistant to your writing, there are good uses for it.
Yep.
I have yet to really play around. I tried to have them write the description for me, for an author bio. I'm not anywhere, so I didn't know what to do with me. And it made up all sorts of shit. It's just like, yeah, no.
Anything that you'd want to use, though? I mean,
No, nothing I would want to use.
Dang it.
Just,
Yeah, I mean, the majority of the AI writing stuff actually just compresses what you've already written, which, let's face it, for most of us, isn't something we want
right.
as authors, because it's also trying to make it like an
Sleek.
article.
Yeah.
Well, it's trying to make it into an article. That's what
Yep.
almost all of them are actually geared towards, is writing articles, because articles are formulaic.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's one thing AI can do. It can churn out information that's available in a readable format.
Yeah, because AI is just big data anyway. You
Yep.
know, it's just learning from big data. It's a lot of the things that we have in my day job. They're trying to promote AI, and I'm like, for marketing pieces, for blogs, for things like that. Perhaps
they're looking for that quick fix, because the creative side of writing isn't something people seem to want to pay for.
Right.
They want it just like, here, give me the quick data, give me the, the talking points, give me, a quick blog post. And a lot of them, you can tell when it's AI, it's churning out the same information over and over and over again.
Yep.
There's
in the
no
same
life to it.
in the same format, in the same fashion. Yes.
Well, to be fair, I mean, humans are doing that on their own and have been for a while anyway.
Right.
You write one article for, I don't know, I'm making up a name
Rolling
here,
Stone.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they buy it, so you're like, okay, well, I'm going to tweak it, change words, move paragraphs, and offer it to Rolling Stone.
Look over here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and that does happen. Because, even if they purchase it, that doesn't mean they're going to use it immediately.
Right.
So you might have an article that comes out in June, and then one like it that comes out in July.
So Mike's question, I don't think yet.
Journalists, maybe.
True journalists, I would say no. Because they do have to do a lot of the actual footwork to fact check.
Yeah. I think it's going to make journalists' lives easier, honestly.
Yes.
Because if they can go out and get all the information and then plug it in and have the article written.
But anything that's like regurgitation, any entertainment news, any movie type review news, that kind of stuff that there's a million sources already online for, that kind of stuff will probably be AI generated. But true journalism, I think, will be around for a while.
I now want to go to TMZ, grab one of their gossip little columns and put it in AI and see what it says.
Yes.
Oh my God. Could you imagine that? Just grab one of their headlines, put it in, hit describe.
Oh my God.
Oh my
God. Okay. And she saw views go down.
Interesting.
Okay.
So there must be an algorithm that's picking up. And there are sites you can go to check your work to see if it's AI generated. So maybe they're incorporating some of that into their algorithms.
Possibly. Or just people are just,
I know Google
not connecting.
Google started doing that a while ago. And that was just in an attempt to keep all of and this was the human written stuff, like what I was talking about just a moment ago. Someone writes an article here and then they tweak it a little to write it there. Well, Google tweaked their plagiarism so that it will actually check those different articles and be like, no, it's the same thing.
Right.
So if you've got content that's, nearly identical to someone else's content and they posted theirs first, then you don't get the SEO. Right. You don't show up. Google will suppress you.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I haven't jumped on the AI wagon. Even maybe it's
jumped
because
on the AI.
Yeah, AI wagon.
For you.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe it's because my time is so limited that I don't want to play with something. Instead, I want to write. And perhaps that's the blessing, of the full-time work and then writing on the side. My husband's still waiting for that $1 million deal.
Tell him to wait
mentioned that
faster.
today. Yeah, tell him to find 1 million friends to buy the books. That's all you do.
That's all I need is 1 million friends to buy my book. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly. Tell everybody at work. No. But yeah, so with my lack of time, I have to be judicial about what I do, and unless there's a pretty cover, right?
Oh. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
but in
that's
your
my-
defense,
that's
you
my
can snatch up
squirrel.
those covers real fast.
Huh?
In your defense, you can snatch up those covers real fast.
Yes.
So you
Yes,
hardly
but
waste any time on that.
no, that's the squirrel part of my life. I'll be doing something. Ooh, pretty squirrel. I must have. That's what this cover was. I saw it. I'm like, ooh, I know what I can write for that.
Honestly, isn't that like 50% of your books now?
What? Yeah. What?
It starts with the cover, and then you write a book to
Yeah, the idea comes from the cover. Yep. Yeah, and I have enough probably to take me to my death at this point.
But you're still gonna find ones you like.
I'm just glad they're all digital, so she can't actually like be crushed by them or drown in them.
Right, exactly.
Digitally,
Could you imagine
digitally
her
hoarding.
squirrel brain if they were like physical objects?
Oh.
Yes. Well, hey.
She is now imagining it. She's like,
Mhm.
but then I could like rifle through them and like
Yes.
Scrooge McDuck my way through.
I could always get more fluffy blankets with them on it. I did that
Mike,
with some.
that is true, except
Mhm.
the official part at the end. It's all just doctrine. It's not official.
Right.
It
I
is
know.
random doctrine.
Oh, yep.
And some AIs have been trained on the entirety of the internet, and some AIs have been trained on specific things. So you could get different results from different AIs that you're using because they're not all one, AI out there.
So I'm old enough that I remember when the first chatbots came out, and we trained them on the internet, and you could just watch them break. Like they would just break. They could not handle it. Like afterwards they'd just be like, "No, we are not talking to you. You made this. We don't have nothing to do with you."
Going back to the doom and gloom, the AIs that have been trained on the entirety of the internet, what is the most prolific thing on the internet? Trolls.
No, actually worse. What is the most prolific thing and the oldest thing on the internet is the dark web.
Mhm.
And when your AI can read the dark web, it comes up with some nasty shit.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
there's some
I
worrying
have
things about
read
that.
that stuff. It is not pleasant.
What is this?
Yep,
Mm.
4chan. 4chan used to like pop these things out nonstop, and it was awful.
Twitter.
Let's face it,
YouTube
Twitter and YouTube
comments.
comments are pretty new, in the timeline of the internet.
Yeah.
That's enough to turn AI evil right there.
Yes.
Fark is the other one that's pretty old.
Fark?
Fark, something awful. What's the third one? They used to have those Photoshop
See,
contests.
I'm
Something 101, I don't remember.
I'm so innocent, I feel.
Yeah. I was in the internet when it was the Wild West. Like,
Okay.
Saying innocent, it's better there.
there was some stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would worry
Stuff
about
that
those
makes-
that have been trained on the entirety of the internet because
Mm.
AI
not a good
chatbots
place.
that were fed like Yahoo chat boards were
Oh my
honestly the
God.
worst. Like those
Oh
things
yes.
were terrifying because they always talked in a child's voice too, and it
Mm.
was just like, and
Okay.
honestly, like they all got so bad that they were either sequestered or just straight up deleted.
Yeah. Slash dot. Okay.
Slash dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel sheltered. I don't know of these places.
God.
It could just be my age. My age is showing.
It was some stuff. It was some stuff.
Mm.
But
By
I
the
mean,
way,
the
if any of the
Yahoo
users
chat
are
boards,
out
I
there
remember.
wondering,
Yeah.
yes, I have stairs. I am protected.
even as bad though as it is right now, and Sudowrite's probably one of the better ones for novel writing, at least right now. It's still a good assistant writer. And in a way that kind of scares me, because if it's that good right now, and the way the technology is just growing and changing, how soon is it going to be good enough to actually mimic?
I honestly think Sudowrite, if you sit there and just keep working with it,
And
teach it
tweaking
your
it?
style, teach it, not just your style, but your characters and where you're going with this. I mean, the more you write, the closer it gets to what you want next for its
Have you
what is
played
it
with
called?
Story Engine yet?
There you go.
Yeah, have you played with that? Because that's literally what that Story Engine is. It breaks everything down so that you can do your brain dump, your character stuff, and it takes all of that information and helps block out the section by section where it can start writing for you. And I have not yet played with it. I've seen other people play with it, and I just got access to it. And I'm kind of nervous, kind of excited to see what it can do.
Because all of this still needs an author, like an actual, honest to God, the author
Does
to
it,
go back
though?
through it.
Or does it need a prompter? Because you can go in already with Sudowrite and you can say, give me an outline based off of Save the Cat 15 beats structure. And it'll give you an outline. And you can say, okay, give me some characters, and it will give you characters. And if you plug those into the story engine,
if you want it to tell you a story with the prompts you get, then you can come up with something. But if you have a story that you want to get out, then you're gonna have to keep feeding it. You're gonna have to keep changing it and pulling it back to you. Maybe you can do that from the start with the outline. I'm not sure. Again, this is a, what is it, $300 to get started with stuff like that? $250, well, something, $250
for
on
what?
the Sudowrite to get enough words, to get enough credits to actually turn out a book. Because that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna burn through the credits because you buy credits with them, and the credits count towards your word count.
Right.
So in order to find something that, in order for it to actually make you a book, you're gonna have to dump some money into it.
True. But that's also going to get cheaper over time too, as more of these other AIs come out and they become competitive.
So basically you're saying with the Sudowrite, with what you're talking about, at this point in time, it would cost you $300 to, or
easy,
upwards of,
it costs you $300 plus.
Yeah, plus to write a book.
Yeah.
Okay. But then
and
you
how
still
many
have
hours?
to have it read. Then you still have to have it edited. Maybe.
Oh no. Then you have to go through and tweak it.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, you have to spend hours of your time telling it who your characters are, introducing new characters. And that's every character. That is every character, including the cop that you walk past.
Yep.
So if you don't add that to your character list, then you have to check him as you're going through. So you're gonna have to double check all of your names, double check your that's another thing they're really bad at. They can't use titles very well. It sucks at titles. Mr., Mrs., Your Honor, things
Prince,
like that.
Princess.
Sheriff.
Yeah.
Deputy. Okay. Sheriff deputy was no, what did it say? Special sheriff deputy. Sheriff deputy, one word, was something that it gave me.
Let me see if I can share, because have you seen the Story Engine yet?
I have.
As I just today was able to get into it. And like I said, I haven't played with Sudowrite as much as I would like to because it is time consuming. But just looking at what you can do and have it generate is insane. Like it literally breaks everything down for you. What style, what genre, your synopsis, areas for characters, the outline, and then you get the chapters broken down by beats as well, and you can have it generate from everything that you put in those blocks ahead of it.
That was the other thing I was realizing as I was going through it. You know, you've got a character arc that happens in your books. There's no room in this for a character arc.
Are you sure? Because that's where you go into your outline and you write in the sections.
Yep.
Say,
I mean,
this is where
how well is it going to show your character's growth? Because
that I don't know.
They're going to write your character as the same one that you start out with. Like he is always going to say the words and make the decisions that he started with. So your character cannot grow through your book unless you go in and like actually make him grow.
And again, I haven't played with it. I have seen some other YouTube videos of people who have been experimenting with it, and I think this just came out of beta. So there's been a lot of work in the background done. I'm probably gonna have to check out some of the YouTube channels and just see what they've done so far with it.
Yeah.
Because it looks really powerful. And as a way of organizing the story and getting, the bones in there, it would be really helpful. But like you're saying, it's not gonna do everything for you.
Right.
They have better ways of putting bones in there.
Of course you do.
I'm just saying.
Oh wait, what's Regina saying? When the publisher can spend way less on an author than on an outline writer and editor, ooh, be worried. That is something I'm worried about. Because as a ghostwriter, that's the real work. The outline writer throws me something that maybe doesn't all link together, and as the author, I'm supposed to be the one that makes it all work.
Yeah.
And then the editor cleans it up after I'm done. If I'm not as necessary because all of these other, things are able to generate stuff, there goes my job.
Yeah, like I don't see that going away. This is always going to have to, at the very least, be checked over by a human.
But okay, let's say it doesn't make the ghostwriting or the author go away. It could bring down what we earn. Sure.
And if we allow it, if it's, anything can bring down what we earn.
Well,
literally anything.
That's one of the matters that, the writer's strike is talking about. They have a bunch of points that they're arguing about, but one of them was use of AI generated material, on whether or not that's going to be allowed, how much that's going to undercut the writers that are working in, writers' rooms, writing for television shows or what have you, is how much AI generated is going to be allowed.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's already starting to affect some of the writers out there. And it's going to get better with time, and that's going to really put more pressure.
Hollywood's been trying to do this from the get-go. I mean, hell, they had literal, non-author think tank groups doing this shit already. So, how different is this from a think tank? I don't know, but so far it's not as good.
Yep.
For now.
I mean, anytime we're talking about technology, you always have to add that caveat, though.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
But I think with this one specifically, we're looking at sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at
not a 5 years down the road. This is more like a 1 or 2 years.
We're definitely we're coming up to the peak of AI.
Right.
And right now,
the writing part of it. I mean, the cover art.
They keep those 4chan AIs still locked up.
The cover art is still,
that one's
How many fingers does a human have again? How many joints in those fingies?
10.
Yeah.
So
There's
I'm
some
not
bad
gonna
ones
lie,
out there.
I've taken some of those AIs. You know, they look fine until you like actually pay attention, and they've got like
6 fingers and
they've got like 8 fingers and like
and they have
4.
instruments on their shoulders and yeah.
I mean, hey, if
And
you're
I've
writing,
used
sci-fi,
them. I make
okay, go for it.
nice and pretty. I kind of smooth them up, and I've used them as like the background for something horrific.
Mhm.
You know, alien in your midst, and you know, there's a saucy little smiling bar wench, and you don't notice until you pay attention that her hand is on the handle, and then goes down and under the mug she's holding, and she's got different numbers on each hand, and her neck is like 3 times longer than it should be and ends in her chest instead of between her shoulders.
Yep. Good night, Mike.
Night, Mike.
Mhm.
So yeah, like there are uses for even the horrible stuff.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Like I said, if you're going to
no,
fail,
you
do so
try getting to
hilariously.
create an eye patch. I need to see this.
I need to see this. Is there like an eye
And then the
in like a
patch.
black circle or something? That's what I'm hoping for right now. Right, and is it even placed properly on the face, or does he like have an eye patch on his cheek?
With no eye.
I mean, think of how literally you could take eye patch and just let your imagination run wild.
Yes, because it's literal. Because it's data.
Yep.
Do you remember the bathing suit,
No.
Rebecca? The eyes over the chest.
Yes. Yes.
I think it was a bathing suit. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it's like if AI had created a swimsuit.
Oh my gosh.
It was really uncanny valley eyes over
And it's just like
nipples.
this whole picture makes me uncomfortable. There they are.
He came in at just the right time. We're talking about eye patches over nipples.
Ooh, eye patches over nipples? Is that a thing?
It is an AI.
Ooh, okay. I can't get this to work on my computer for some reason, and so I'm just on my phone right now. So I apologize to you for the sound quality here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you.
Oh my God, I feel so terrible. I'm running around all day, and I finally opened my phone to scroll through Facebook, and I saw Rebekah Jonesy live on Spilling Ink, and I'm like, fuck! That's where I'm supposed to be.
Miss Jonesy.
You've missed some very good conversation and AI descriptions.
Yes.
Tell me more about this eye patches over nipples. What is the deal with this? What is that?
It looks like an AI tried to create a swimsuit and put like random eyes that are like AI generated eyes on the swimsuit. And then the
Okay.
swimsuit is molded to the body like a swimsuit is supposed to be, so it distorted the eyes even more. And it just became this awful image. And Katie saw it first because we're great friends, she decided to traumatize me as well. And she sent me the link for it. I'm like, okay, I cannot handle this. Like, it was uncanny valley, off the charts. I'm physically like moving away from my computer, going, "Where's the mouse? Make it go away." Oh my God, it was. And of course, the whole time the model's there because the model is just a model, and they just like plaster a swimsuit on her, and then they plaster the swimsuit design on top of that. So she's like,
all
looking totally
like
normal.
A green swimsuit. So
but even worse, like the background is photoshopped in, so she doesn't match her background either. The lighting is different, and then she's in her weird pose, and it's like supposed to be some kind of candid shot, like she's throwing a beach ball or something. I don't even know. And then you've got all this, and then just like everything in this picture hurts my brain. I want to stab this picture.
Or the one where the nipple covers were like pointing out.
Oh my God, that one too. Yes. So the AI was apparently set to like PGify something, and it was a sheer top. So they put pasties on it, but the pasties were one was here,
Pointing
one
in
was
the
here,
opposite
and one was here. But the worst part is, like, it legit, boobs have a design to them. They flow with your bone and your musculature, right?
Yeah.
It legit looked like they had like swapped boobs. Because when you reach up, your boob does one thing because muscles.
Mhm.
So like this one's not doing what it's supposed to do. This is a normal as if it's leaning, but it's leaning against gravity now. And this one is the one that's kind of pulled up as the arm is up. And it's like, why would you swap boobs? And then the whole pasty thing. Plus the nipples were still in there. Because they missed the pasties.
So AI isn't perfect yet.
So it was like and then Katie and I just kind of devolved into a horrible night, finding more and more crap like this, just to like traumatize each other. Because that's what friends do. You were lucky. It was a traumatic night.
It must have been like 1:00 in the morning.
Oh no, we're talking like 5 a.m. Like we're already way past the witching hour.
Okay, yeah. I would not be.
Maybe you'd be waking up soon.
This is what happens
no.
when we've been writing all night
Mhm.
and we are just completely brain dead, and we still have to go for another session. So we take a break and we find the most ridiculous things we can to wake ourselves up.
I would love to wake up to emails like that.
Be careful what you wish for.
We'll do it. We will do it.
Very interesting.
We're not even gonna send you the links. We're just gonna like copy paste the pictures. So you don't have any options. Like you're just gonna be scrolling through, and it's just gonna be like random boobs and eye boobs and
I'll be like,
and...
how late were they up writing?
Okay, we tend to do at least one night a week where it's a 24-hour day.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So far, this is my favorite conversation. Just talking about boobs. This is great.
Night we stopped at 11 a.m. my time.
Oh my gosh.
We started at like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Stopped at about, it's right around noon.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I lose track of time on those days.
I unfortunately can't do that right now.
I lose track of time the way AI loses track of pasties.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to find that image again. That was such a brilliantly bad image.
Well, did any of you guys play around with the writing AIs?
We were
Right. Yes.
Okay. Oh, did you already talk about that?
We did, and you have played with it a little bit, right?
Yeah, I played around with Sudowrite.
Did you get into the story engine yet? Because I just got into it today.
I didn't have a story engine available to me yet, or it wasn't an option on when I looked at it.
So if you go in, like, when you get to your homepage and it's got your currently written stuff, open up a new one and then click on it and look off to the side. And if you see story engine in the options, click on that, because this is what you're going to see. And I have dark screens, so mine will be darker if you're used to using the light stuff. But
it's got story smarts.
Oh,
where you can literally break it all down.
Now I'm wondering, how much can we do with this free Sudowrite? Because that's all I'm doing is the try for free.
Free is not going to get you very far. You to play with it for real, you're going to have to at least get, I think the lowest tier plan. I think I opted for the 90,000 words just because I really wanted to play with it. I wanted to test it. I wanted to see what it can work with, and it was reasonably cheap at this point.
And what did this do? Is this like a storyboarding section?
Storyboarding and generating, because you see how each of these has a generate button. So you can feed it information and then have it generate more, which is insane. If you think about
and you can keep tweaking even after you generated.
Well, and I gave mine when I did. I tried the create first draft, and immediately I ran into a bug on the create first draft where once you click that, you can't go back. And that pissed me off pretty good. But then I also tried the right where it just kind of tries to fill in what's next and just kept hitting next. And the prompt that I gave it was that a woman named Katie has a dog, and she believes this dog is actually a skinwalker. And I'll tell you what, in both situations that I tried out with this, it actually did a really good job. I mean, creating this story, I was super surprised. It was a little, a little YA generic kind of thing. It needs to be cleaned up. But I was like, man, if in 15 minutes I can knock out a couple thousand words, I mean, that's a pretty powerful tool.
I honestly believe that this would be great for short stories.
Yeah.
Short stories, novels. I think this would be perfect for that.
See, and I think it's good for reworking what you've already got. Like if you've got
and that
a
too
chapter written out and you need it just polished up a little more, or some extra, creativity in there, or maybe some new ways to describe things.
Yes. Well, or if you're one of these authors,
how many times can you realistically write the word throbbing?
I know.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
It's like boobs.
It really does. That's what it does.
No, Jay, that's a hard one. Get it right. Come on.
But think about it. If you're one of these authors that likes to publish a huge amount of books in a year because you've found a certain trend that's popular, and have you guys already talked about all this?
No.
Keep going.
Oh, Rebecca's going like this. I'm like,
I just had the idea of throbbing pasties in my head.
Throbbing pasties. I've never seen one do that, but that would be kind of cool if they did.
I would like you to put that into an image generator. I would like to see now what it comes up with.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I have this horrible image of a starfish.
Well, the Little
have you ever
Mermaid.
seen them eat?
Didn't the Little Mermaid have starfish?
No. Everyone thinks she had starfish. She did.
Okay.
Those are shells.
didn't have starfish?
Original Little Mermaid drawing from like 17 something has starfish,
And
their
mouths
and
are in
that's
the
where their
center.
mouths are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
back to what you're saying.
All right, back to what you were saying.
Well, you get those at the
We lost
adult
that.
mermaid store. You get the starfish on for extra stimulation. It's good stuff. But no, I think if you're an author that has to put out a ton of books, even if they're short novellas every year, it could be a really powerful tool, really helping you get all the words down. But
how good is it going to be though if you know what you want it to write? Like if you have your outline for those plotters, and it doesn't want to follow your outline, or it follows it a little to the letter.
Yeah.
Then I mean, it's going to be training yourself and your AI at the same time. So it's a lot. I guess it's a lot like working with a dog or a service animal. You both have to train together in order to get something that works.
Well, this story engine, I want to play with it. I want to see what it's capable of, because I mean, as much as it breaks everything down and allows for you to generate in different spots, it could be very helpful, especially like Jay, you're saying, if you write a lot, it could help, speed that
At
process
least get
up.
the bones down.
I could see someone who writes series or writes, formulaic stuff like, monster porn.
Okay.
Let's face it, it's pretty formulaic.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to turn that shit, or even regular porn, you have to turn that shit out. I can see that really coming in handy. Pun intended.
Can you make it write porn? Will it write porn, or is it like
Yes.
the photo engines?
So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Sudowrite does not have
The morals.
the nanny
Does
option.
it have what?
the nanny option where it blocks certain words and stuff.
Okay.
Whereas ChatGPT, I was playing around with it and I was asking it to help me outline a class about writing fight scenes. And it flagged so many things because we were talking about fighting and violence and all. And it was just outlining class structure to teach something. But that alone flagged ChatGPT. And I was like, nope, we're not doing this anymore.
Mhm.
Yep. A couple of them have that issue.
which
that's
Sudowrite
what I
is
said.
on
The
season
moral
2.
code.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
like that was
know.
kind of crazy
Oh.
because it wasn't anything technically violent or using profanity, but it was flagging it and it was stopping it from going forward with simple prompts.
One of the things I liked about Sudowrite too is you kind of get your own little AI. That's a weird way of putting it, but like your account learns on its own as the AI that works with you learns generics
Mm-hmm.
instead of somebody else's style. Like it's not learning anyone else's style, it's just learning interface. There we go. So the big AI is learning interface, and the one that you're using is learning you.
Oh, that's
Interesting.
kind of scary.
I see. So it's kind of like the predators, where the more they fight you, the more they know your style and how to kill you better.
It is precisely like that. It is precisely
Okay.
like that. So if I end up dead, Katie, Jay, I expect you to avenge my death.
Oh, okay.
Just remember, always please and thank you with your prompts.
That's right. Please create 1,000-word outline.
Yeah.
and it's really interesting. It does do
Thank
that.
you.
can
You're
go in
the
there.
best AI ever. I love you. Never tell an AI you love
No,
it.
don't say that.
Why? What happened?
It's not programmed to understand emotion.
Oh.
But I bet
Okay.
it could be.
No, it can respond to emotion. It can't understand it. There is a difference.
Mhm.
No. You guys realize it's listening right now. We can't be talking
Yes.
shit about it.
Look, Facebook's
Yeah.
been listening forever.
Yeah, so is my phone.
We still play that game. We still
So
play
it's
that
my
game where we'll
microwave.
walk into a room
I'm
where
now
somebody's got their
wondering
phone out and just
after this.
list random objects
Yeah.
or random things that you can buy and wait for them to get ads for it.
Yep, exactly. Well, I'm wondering what my phone's going to show me after this. Tasty?
It's gonna show you
Listen.
eye boobs.
Oh. Well, actually, no, because I don't think I said that out loud.
Isn't that already an Apple product?
Eye boobs for Jane.
Headset.
Damn it! I forgot. That's also why I use a headset, though.
So are we going to use AI to write our story about skinwalkers, Rebecca?
Oh, that would be a good test.
Could you? I don't know, how long did it do with your prompt of skinwalking? Because I could see it making something terrible.
All right, Rebecca, type in skinwalkers and hit describe and tell me what it says.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Jesus. Let me back it up.
It's always fun to play with the describe function.
Skinwalkers. Describe skinwalkers. Sight, smell, taste. Metaphor. Skinwalkers are phantoms, and just as in a novel, each is unique. I just got skinwalkers appear as a man, but with a wolf's eyes, fangs, and claws. Their skin is mottled and blotchy with sections of fur. Skinwalkers look much like devils, except they have 4 arms and legs. They stand upright like humans, and their skin is often deathly gray and pale. All of them have horns and 2 fangs that protrude from their lips. Skinwalkers come in all manner of shapes and sizes, from lanky toothpick humans to burly hulking figures. The head is where they look most human. It's a bipedal creature, hairy with no tail. It wears a dress, a wild coat, or human clothes. The arms are hanging like those of a chimpanzee, its fingers long and thin. The hands have opposable thumbs like humans. Paws sit at the end of the arms, and a ring of claws circles the wrist. The knuckles are larger on the paw fingers than on the thumb and index fingers, making it easier to walk on all 4s. The head is hairless. A canine muzzle sits over the human face. Fur covers the rest of the body, which is a mix of dog and human anatomy. The face and chest are hairless like a dog. The thick neck has fur and a mane. The torso has a human shape, but is covered with thicker.
But see, this is a powerful tool. It already knows what we need.
And apparently, skinwalkers taste like a corpse, acrid and salty.
Okay.
How does
Why
a
are corpses
corpse
salty? What have they been doing to their corpses in AI?
Oh, that's what I'm like. They know what corpses taste.
So there may be some drawbacks to
Yes.
the describe function is always a good time, especially when you throw something random at it. If you throw like a normal object at it, it can do a good job. But when you throw something random,
Well, no, there's
you
an
never know what
expand
you're gonna get.
function too, isn't there? Or no?
Skinwalkers ate
What's that?
Katie
Is there an
while
expand function
Jay
too? Is
watched.
that one of it? Like, so
Yeah, if you
what if
highlight
you
I
had?
think 100 words or less, you can
What
use
was
the
that?
expand.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking, if you had like a 50,000 word
I
novel
want
that
to
you
see. I
want
want
to
to hear what
expand to
Rebecca's
80,000,
reading.
could you plug that whole thing in and have it like beef up the whole thing?
No, I don't think you could do it with like
Oh,
all in one like that. But I think you could go individual sections and just like highlight stuff that maybe is thin and expand it and then
okay.
go from there.
All right.
Because the expand
Interesting.
function, if I remember correctly, does read above, and I think it reads a little bit below.
Little
It doesn't read
below.
all of it, but it does take, from what's around it to help figure out what to put in.
It looks like about 2 or 3 lines above and below. So I gave it I gave it a new prompt. Skinwalkers ate Katie while Jay watched, horrified.
Oh no!
The stench of rotten carrion overpower your nostrils. Underneath the corpse-like smell, there is a musk of sweat and dirt. The smell of rotting flesh and offal wafted in the air as the skinwalkers feasted on Katie, her body torn to pieces. The smell of cooked human, you're cooked now, wafts through the air. The stench of cooked meat at a feast. The smell of a family on the grill in the backyard.
You cooked my family?
Oh, the skinwalker's tongue is like sandpaper. It gnaws at your lips, then scours your cheeks with its tongue as it laps the blood flowing down your face.
But I thought it was cooked.
The skinwalker's, this is a different one. The skinwalker's blood is cold and bitter, like a mouthful of poison. I'm sorry, no, like a mouthful of a poison. The taste of human flesh is revolting, as if every drop of blood and piece of bone was still alive. It tastes like death, like a corpse.
Salty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, and the touch when you're petting it as it eats you. So
What?
I guess it does do porn. There is no escaping the horrors of skinwalkers. Scratchy hair on their heads, coarse skin under their toes. What the fuck? Even their saliva feels like sandpaper against your skin.
What?
I was ill the next day from an alien gym, a place where the man rock was too heavy to lift. I could not get off my couch. The muscle in my left calf had fallen asleep and didn't wake up. The man rock fluttered like pale reeves and blue streamers.
What?
What is a man?
I don't know. I don't know, because that is also from the prompt. Skinwalkers
Go
ate
home,
Katie
AI, you're
while Jay
drunk.
watched, horrified.
Oh.
Oh.
So we have to use
Also,
it
do you guys
sparingly.
notice Jay never made an appearance in any of that?
Right, exactly. I just sat back laughing. Oh,
Trust,
Yes.
Please,
trust Jay to be
write
the
your
one
book
to
in
sit back
AI
and giggle while her friends are being eaten.
I want to read
Cooked
this
and
AI
uncooked
generated
with her
book.
family.
you want to read
On a
what?
grill.
I
I
know.
want to read their AI generated skinwalker book.
I know.
All right, we're doing it.
Tears would be
We're
falling
doing
down my
it.
face. I would be laughing so hard.
Have you
Oh,
guys
people.
watched the movie? It's old now, but the movie Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I just watched it with Heather for the first time last night, and I knew it was supposed to be good, but I had no idea what to expect, and it was really good. It's like funny and scary and supernatural all in. This has nothing to do with AI, but it was really good. Yeah, and I keep thinking about it. I was
Are you
man, that was
sure it
really,
has
really well
nothing to
done.
do with AI?
I think he needed a
I'm
palate cleanser.
sure.
That
The entire Earth supply huffing its own parts.
Unless you're whacked out on goofballs. Okay.
The AI
Oh,
needed
boy.
needed a palate cleanser, so it changed the tone completely.
To a rock man.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It was done with the skinwalkers.
Yes. The
Well,
skinwalkers
Regine
and dead
mentioned
flesh.
Regine mentioned Chuck Tingle earlier and how
Mm.
fast he puts out books,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh yeah,
totally
Chuck
true.
Tingle is a chat GPT.
His
I mean,
own, huh?
he's been building that thing for decades.
Hmm.
You guys
What?
didn't know that?
No.
No.
Chuck Tingle is a chat GPT, like pre-chat GPT. Like this is one of the old AI chat bots that they've just tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked. So now it knows its style, and Chuck Tingle just goes in and puts in the puts in the slots. Yeah, puts in the prompts. Yeah.
Oh.
Chuck Tingle wrote that and spent, like I said, decades now working on it.
Chuck
now he
Tingle
can
made
churn and
Chat
burn?
GPT.
Made that one. He made his own AI.
Oh,
Started with an AI base and just built it.
That's incredible.
From what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
No. Well, have you guys ever read any of the crazy dinosaur porn or anything like that?
No, but I hear it sells like hotcakes though.
It's really interesting.
As I was saying earlier, before you got in, Jay, like this is monster porn is going to be one of the things that AI is going to get like that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
Well,
they're also going to easily be able to like turn out the naughty secretary, the alpha male crap. And let's face it, basically every Harlequin book ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, anything
because
that's
those are
formulaic,
100% formulaic.
That would be easier to write.
Yeah, I've read so many male female sex scenes that it's like I'm not even interested in them anymore. I want to see
Give me some of
something
that
different.
pterodactyl cock. I mean, come on.
The pterodactyl one's
Spice
not
it
too
up.
bad. You know what I'm talking about.
I actually do. I think I sent it to you.
Jane, we're missing out.
I know.
No, I sent Jane a pterodactyl porn once. Yeah, it was like
Jay.
2-3 years ago.
And there's an audio bite we'll have to reuse.
Yeah. Well, the T-Rex one isn't bad, but it's a little unbelievable. It's like
it's
just the size of that thing.
Yeah, they shrunk the T-Rex to make it work. If we're talking about the same one, there's a lot of T-Rex porns.
There are a lot. Maybe it was a pygmy T-Rex. Could be.
It was a juvenile. Just coming into its heat. I don't even know. I know there's plenty of T-Rex porn where there's a human male or a human female. And then of course there's the whole Dragon Rider series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where the women have to soothe the dragons in order to get them to work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. And on that note,
what a way to set
the
this
description of your first flight, of their first flight, is always
interesting.
Yeah, I like how they also describe the women as walking around with distended bellies afterwards.
Oh, because they've been like
most
punched
people
out.
would call most people would call that organ damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But let's face it, people who write porn don't actually pay much attention to human anatomy because that would be boring.
Well, neither does the AI, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you've got a row of fangs around your wrists, so why not? You're also raw cooked and on the grill with a family.
And fur under your feet, too.
Mm-hmm.
Or so fur under your toes.
Yes. I don't know.
No, it was coarse skin under the toes. Or was it toenails?
No, there was fur under the toes.
No. Okay.
It's reverse Hobbit.
Oh god, my toes are itchy now. Oh my god.
All right. So I think we have delve
the AI to
deep
death.
and into the AI today.
Thank you, AI.
And it liked it.
I want you two to come back after you have started your story
Yes.
in AI
Yes.
to give us a
Is this
reading.
now going to be a Skinwalker porn? Is the question.
I'm good with that.
Jay and I are going to start writing monster porns.
I'm like, no.
But what if we became famous and we made tons of money doing it?
There you
That would
go.
be good. That would be good.
Look, there are like 5 serious names in monster porn. Almost none of them are single people. They are always like at least 2 or a human and an AI. But they're the ones who, they're the ones who made monster porn into a thing because they crank it out 1 a month.
You know, Rebekah does know an awful lot of all types of porn, doesn't she?
Yes.
Why do you think I got on the internet back in its heyday? Duh.
All right, I expect results then.
Yes.
Oh my god, we could feed it the entire contents of Literotica.
I think we've created a monster.
Yes, we have.
I'm gonna.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks to our audience for participating, as always, in the wonderful comments. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and
Yeah, I think
hopefully we'll have an update on this book they're writing.
Yes, I think we'll be back on the 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be back on June 10th. So see
I
you
now
then.
have Feed My Frankenstein stuck in my head.
Yes.
Until then, have a good one, guys.
Bye.